Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Hearthstone here on the channel. We're going to be hopping back in some more ladder with this Mech deck that we've made. Decided to go into a Mech deck after losing quite a few games to him. I figured we have some mechs. There are a couple of mechs I'd rather have than the ones we have in here that we don't have unlocked yet. But I'm going to try to get some success. We had a couple of pretty good wins last time. Looking for some more this time. Mech Warper's a pretty good start. I prefer to go turn 2 and put it out on turn 1, but turn 2 Mech Warper, turn 3 Pilot Shredder would be really good if we can actually get that out before the Paladin gets some minions out. Does require him not having anything for turn 1 though. Not sure. He might have something, especially if he can coin something out, but he does not, so the Mech Warper is a really good play here. Hopefully draw some more mechs instead of just continually getting spells like we've started out with here, with the Eviscerate, Phantom Knives, and the Assassination. Not too keen on the Secret. Definitely not going to attack him with the Mech Warper. Harvest Golem is nice. Throw out the Shredder. Still not going to bother attacking with the Warper as we don't want the Secret to proc and kill off our Warper. Humility, it's alright. But that's all that he can do, or else he only has something for 2 mana out. Yeah, 1/3, that's not too bad. Especially with the Death Rattle still. Get a Clockwork Gnome so we can have some pretty good combos here. Noble Sacrifice, that's not bad. Still leaves us with a 1/1. Puts this out, and do we deal 4 damage? I think we just dagger up here. Hit him for 3. Save the Eviscerate if there's a minion we need to kill. Still gets us in a pretty good position here. Have some Death Rattles, some pretty sticky stuff on the board. Doesn't have a way to kill the Mech Warper yet, so we're looking good so far. Consecration kinda hurts, especially with the fact he's probably going to trade his 1/1 with the Mech Warper. Pyromancer might not be the best when we have a handful of spells and board control. Sneed's not great, so looks like we're not going to be doing anything this turn because of that Pyromancer. Except for just hitting, so pretty bad luck there with what minion was drawn, especially in the position we're in. If he does put out some minions, we can do quite a bit of damage with the Phantom Knives, the Cloak Field, and a couple of other things we have. We just need to draw some more minions. That big minion's not exactly great, but at least it gives us something to trade into. Can play this and then Phantom Knives for a card draw here. Get a Force Tank Max, go ahead and deal 3 damage to him. Have some stuff for another turn in the future, but right now we're just stuck to a bunch of spells. Mech Warper would be good, or would have been good last turn. Lord of the Arena might be a good assassination target. Or else we can do this, the Eviscerate, and then trade that into it. Get the Death Rattle back and kill off his bigger minion pretty easily. Maintains board control until we get Sneed out. Sneed might be the last thing we need to win. We had a couple of really nice Sneeds, or at least the Death Rattle on Sneed that helped us win the first couple of games of this deck. Tuskar Jouster does win that, elongates the game probably quite a bit. Still not the best thing that he could have gotten if he 1/1. Still in a pretty good position here. And another Harvest Golem, still going to play Sneed. No reason not to. And I think I'm actually going to dagger that, just to get it off the board with that, instead of trading the 3/4 into it, keeping a pretty good minion on the board. Just try to keep control of the board. Health's not really an issue right now. If he plays something big and scary, we can assassinate it. Mech Warper, potentially bad for us. He's putting out quite a few mechs on the board. Or just 2. so that's actually not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. Does get the reinforce. He puts a few minions on the board, but still in a pretty good position here. Clockwork Gnome and Harvest Golem, or else we can do a Cloak Field, put another big, or not a Cloak Field, Horse Tank Max, get another big minion on the board, and it's actually not the best, but the big damage is actually really good for us. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we want to kill the Mech Warper off, so go ahead and hit that. Use Dagger and the Demolisher to kill that. If he wants to kill off the Demolisher with one of his 1/1s, that's not too bad. It's already done enough for us. And we have pretty sure lethal on the board. Yeah, if he doesn't put out anything, well, Lucas Champion gives him a decent shot of taking some care of us. Buffs his 1/1s up. Shield the mini bot and then Inspire with Mukla. Or he's actually gonna use that before he does the Inspire. Which might have just gotten himself killed here, because if he would have killed this off, we wouldn't have had lethal, but the 7... Well, maybe we don't. Yeah, I don't think we have lethal yet. So just go ahead and play some minions on the board. Go ahead and kill off Mukla. Hit the Divine Shield. Kill. Do we do face damage or do we kill that off? I think we do face, ignore that, and then just kill it off the Spider Tank. And pass it over to him, because even if he does, say, kill the Sneed or something, it still keeps something alive on our side of the board that's pretty good, even maybe better than Sneed. Restores health, brings him up to 17. Still can kill him on the board if he doesn't draw anything to save him. And it looks like we end up winning this one, which is pretty good. Doing really good for ourselves so far with this deck, and that is game. Go ahead and just hit him, finish him off, and we get another victory. Which is pretty close to rank 18, which is our highest so far for this season, I'm pretty sure, after we basically collapsed on, I forget which deck we were using that did so good until we just fell apart with it. Might have been the Paladin or something like that. Hop back in. We're doing really good so far. I'd love to get something like the Piloted Sky Golems to give us some more 6-mana cards to help us after we get past the Yetis and before we get to Sneed. But other than that, the deck's doing pretty good. Hunter might cause a bit of trouble, but definitely don't want to start with the Clockwork Knight, especially. Not going to go with the Shredder. Try to draw for the Mech Warper. Don't get it. It's not too bad though. We can turn 2 Annoyatron. And then turn 3 Iron Sensei, hopefully, if the Annoyatron stays alive. It is a Hunter, so there's a pretty good chance he'll be able to take it out. Mech Warper draw, though, is really nice. If we could Iron Sensei the Mech Warper, give it a 4/5, that would be really nice. Or else the Taunt Wall in front of it. Secret is kind of dangerous, especially, I'm not sure if the Explosive Trap is 2 mana. But he doesn't have anything on the board. I'll Sensei. Snipes the Sensei. Not great. And we could have attacked for 2 if I wasn't in too much of a hurry to potentially avoid the Explosive Trap. Luckily he doesn't have anything to counter the Mech Warper. Puts a Timberwolf on an empty board though, which is pretty good for us. Just a Noitron Spider Tank. Kill the Timberwolf with the Mech Rider, or Mech Warper, so it doesn't buff up any future beasts. It might have been better just to put the Noitron out originally than the Sensei with the Secret. Core Rager, not too big of a threat since his hand does have cards in it. Go ahead and throw out another Piloted Shredder, or the only Piloted Shredder we have, but draw another one. We'll come out for 3 mana next turn. not going to go after the Core Rager until potentially we can attack him with Shredder. He does get an Arcane Shot to kill off the Mech Orber, but we already have the momentum we were hoping for from it. Unleash the Hounds, and hopefully not a Hyena. Ooh, Timberwolf's pretty good for him. Doesn't have enough to clear off the board, but he does have enough to get him pretty close. And we do draw a Clockwork Knight, which we could use to buff up the Golem, which I think will do. Gives us a 5/5 instead. Kill that off so he can't kill off the Clockwork Knight with the Core Hound. Try to keep some momentum here after he took away quite a bit of our momentum with the Unleash the Hounds and Timberwolf. Gets a quick shot, which is good for him. 3/4 is pretty good to come out after the death of the Shredder. Put out another Shredder and kill off the Raid Leader. We got a couple minions on the board. We have card and board advantage as well as health. So looking pretty good. Assassinate if he has something like King Crush or I forget the Hydra's name. Also have some card draw and some AoE damage, and Harvest Golem, which we'll probably play next turn. Both of those minions are going to die. Harvest Golem and a Noyatron. Could have Fan of Knives and then done that to keep some of our control, but let's go across here. Keep most of our minions up. Deal 1 damage to his face, have him have an empty board again. Only have 3 minions and one of them is damaged pretty badly, but they both have death rattles that bring another minion out, so we're looking good still. Misha isn't great for him with the Piloted Shredder. Trap, kind of scary. It's a potential explosive trap, which wouldn't be good at all. Eviscerate. Interesting perspective, and it's a snake trap, so not too bad. Snake trap kills off the Noyatron, that's about it. We get a Lightwell, so Lightwell's looking pretty good for us, gets us some health back. We can actually Fan of Knives here, kill them all off, and draw a Micro Machine. And he'll end up conceding, so a couple of pretty nice victories. Get pretty good combo with the Fan of Knives to kill off all of his snakes, as well as a really strong start once again. So thank you all for watching, and hope to see you all again next time for maybe even some more wins.